This is Mark Alex. Um, I wanted to talk about my experience at church, and last time I got on the phone, made a video. I was talking about a YouTuber I like. He's a relatively new one, and he doesn't have a whole lot of viewers or anything, But I made the comment about like the difference between the Catholic and Protestant and how it really don't matter. Uh, the thing is that I don't know a whole lot about Catholicism. I don't know a whole lot about the differences and all that stuff. All I know is that they all believe in really the same thing. But I want to share my experience. Like last time I went to church, I I go to confession and I'm trying to explain to this priest. Now, when you go to confession, they got like this screen, and then they got like a thing where you get on your knees and stuff and you talk to the Father through a screen because you're not talking to a man. You're supposed to be talking to God. And he's like the vessel to get to God. I don't know. Something like that. And they give you the option whether or not you want to do that or you want to have a counseling session. Like with the Father, because some people are more personal like that. That's what I do. I don't do the screen thing because I think, I just need somebody to talk to. And, you know, so it's funny because the he goes to give me my penance. I'm telling him about how like I'm trying to do this service work, and they brought my music to the table, and they brought my group to the table at the church, and they didn't want CMA at the church because they didn't want the drug addicts that close to the children that go to school right there, because most of them are felons, and they didn't, they already had a pianist. So I said, man, I'm a little pompous for that, I think, because I was so upset about it, because, you know, the uh, I'm not putting it in the hands of God. I'm sitting here being like, I gotta be the one to make the music newer, to draw in the young people, because that's what they always talk about. They want young people to come to church, and they're not coming to church. They go into cross church, they go into victory, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to help y'all, and y'all not like, So he told me they use the word invite. I invite you to read today's gospel, which was on August 4th, I think. I don't know, whatever last Sunday was. Jesus was telling them basically, they went look for him, and they were like, why did you leave us? Why you went all over here? And then he was like, basically, in a matter of speaking, he was telling them, you looking for me because you want more food, material food, but that's why, you know, why not look for, he said, you have the share of the loaves already, you know, um, don't look for food that will sustain you for today. Look for food that will sustain you for eternity. You'll never, if you look for me, the food I give you, the food that you get from my Father will sustain you. You'll never thirst, and you'll never hunger. And that spoke to me. You know, I just read it today. But it was funny because the priest was like, when he gave me the penance, he said, if you don't like your penance, I'll give you another one. And I didn't say nothing to him for him to say that to me, but they like have to. And I told my family when I got home, and they were like, you went to confession with a woke priest? I was like, but it's just, I just thought it was funny because the church, all the churches are changing. They're changing. And like, there's a million messages that you can get. I've never read the Bible cover to cover. I don't have a strong enough brain. I don't have a strong enough, I'm not strong enough in my faith to make it through it. I mean, just listening to the audio book of one chapter takes an hour and a half. You know what I mean? It's a lot. And I don't think I can take that many messages, especially being the Word of God, and one paragraph will give you 100 lessons. And I'll leave you with this. A very wise man once told me, a man I respected once told me, like, for every leaf that falls out of that tree in the fall, there's 100 lessons.